It's Rita. It's Rita, yay! And you guys, yes, I know. And Teddy Bear and Benji here as well on this lovely Wednesday. It's let's see, wow, it's the last Wednesday in August. We've got what's it, Labor Day coming up, and originally we're been talking about doing a special project on Labor Day. I hope that we can still do that. I hope you guys are still interested in doing that. I still haven't worked out all the details, but we're going to have a like kind of a longish Monday morning, and I hope that you can join us. I think we're going to do it by Zoom. So that way, if you want to be on the screen on Zoom, you can log into Zoom, or you'll be able to watch it on on YouTube as it's streamed, but you won't be on camera. So I hope that's going well. Yeah, I am doing okay. I will tell you that I had a great time at the wedding. It was so beautiful, but I kind of overextended myself. I'm meaning to learn these. I'm not 20 years old anymore. And so what ends up happening is I get a lot of aches and pains, and yesterday I just was not feeling right. So figured I'd take the time. I spent most of the time oh my goodness, in bed, and then I also had radiation. So I have radiation all this week on my left femur, so that hopefully that will shore up my leg. It's doing pretty good, but like the aches and pains are like all over the place. So I don't want to complain, but I did definitely need the day off. So I'm so glad you're all here though today. We're going to be making a birthday cake topper for my sister who's turning 60. And this is not the first birthday cake topper I've done. However, it is different than what I've done in the past. So this morning, I wanted to show you that there are a couple of other cake toppers that are in my profile that you might want to have a look at. If you're looking for like a standard, hi Tammy. Oh, is Dorothy here? Oh, hi Babs. Do you have electricity yet? Dorothy's here. Hi Dawn. Dawn's back from her summer-long camping trip. That's nice. Nice to see you all. So as far as cake toppers go, I started working on these years ago before they became so popular, and I've seen a lot of people design them really cute for children. They take their child's favorite thing, whether it's a fish or something, princess or whatever, and then they turn it all into all this enormous layers. And even some people have done shaker cards. When I used to do these more often, it was I wanted a very like fanciful, older, like an adult cake topper. So if you're looking for an adult cake topper, then maybe check out my 3 different cake topper ones. This is one of them that I was looking at, and this one also, this one also is from images from Anna Griffin. That you could also do this for Christmas. You can do it for just, for the holidays, his birthday as well. So come in, it says happy birthday, but there are other ones on here. And the way that I did these, was I just basically, I cut out and I did, in some cases I did an offset layer. But in other cases, all I did was cut out the glitter cardstock, which is not very thick, and then I adhered it to craft board, and it made it much thicker. And so that's kind of how I've been doing it. They're very like detailed or whatever. But then I've seen some others that people have done. And because my sister is turning 60, I decided that I was going to look for something that said 60 and fabulous, because she sent me she sent me several links like, this is what I want. So I found this 60 and fabulous in Design Space, and I'm going to show you how I am going to put this together. Now, there may be other things to do. I remember talking with, I think it was on Monday, talking with Gail, saying it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do a shaker card, which kind of makes sense because like it's going to be on top of a cake. So what I decided instead to do was to use some iron-on, and to also use some different color blues. My sister absolutely loves blues, and she's going on a sort of a holiday vacation to the Dominican Republic. And so I thought this would be kind of cool. And what we're going to do is we're going to use double-sided foam tape, which I did get this from Michael's, and I actually got 2 packs of it. It's 1/4 of an inch, but it's not the little dots. So I thought that would be kind of fun to do the little dots. And again, I decided I was going to use this great foil iron-on that I got. I think I got it in a mystery box. So we're going to be using the mini as well when we get to that point. So let's have a look at our design. Oh, before I got to that, I wanted to see, did everybody see the announcement about the Cricut Joy Extra that is coming out? I think it's next week. It's coming out on the 7th. I did see that one, and I was intrigued because I really thought, oh wow, cool. You know, now you can do print and cut on the Joy. So I think I will be purchasing one of those. I'm wondering if you guys found that interesting. The one thing that I thought was kind of weird was they make it bigger, they add a sensor and all of that, but they don't even add a stylus, a scoring stylus, because that's like been my number one complaint about the Joy, not so much the print and cut version, but you know, I don't know, it just seemed a little weird. Anyway, so I don't know, you guys interested in getting it? Jamie probably got hers ahead of time and got a chance to play with, or maybe she got a chance to look at it beforehand, but it looks pretty cool. And they yeah, what's the scoring thing? You just use this foil tool to score. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it. It looks like they said it's about the size of a loaf of bread, so I'm assuming it's just like a little bit bigger than the Joy, maybe the size of my keyboard or something. But I'll wait until it comes out, and then I'll get myself one and see. You guys both use a foil, huh? I had never thought of that, but that's a good idea. But then you have to use you either have to use your computer or the Joy app, right? Because you can't use the iPad app for foiling, right? That's still not a thing, right? So, yeah. I know. I mean, how many machines can you get? That's the way I felt about the big one. What's it called? The Adventure, the Venture. It's like, nah, I don't have room for it. I mean, I barely have room for all my machines that I already have, and I don't use them all. So, I mean, I have an Explorer 3, a Maker 3, a regular Maker, the Joy, and then I have the Auto Press and all the other presses. It's just a little too much for my house. I work out of my house. I mean, if I was a professional in a professional environment, then maybe I would do that. But anyway, I think it's pretty cool that they expanded on the Joy, because I just think it's such a fun little machine, and it's very versatile and very, well, we did a whole week of joy things on it last week, which was kind of funny. I had no idea that this extra, whatever, the extra joy, it was coming out, and we just did that joy thing. I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, so good morning, good morning. And yeah, I know, me neither. I know, but I want you guys to see it in case you are interested. So I think I will purchase it. So let's have a look at our project for today. So my sister sent me this stuff from like Amazon saying, I want this to be the theme. Oh, you did, Jamie. Oh, that's a smart move. Yeah, that's a smart move. So anyway, my sister, she's turning 60, and she's been pretty much directing the entire show for her birthday, and it is turning into a very big party. We have let's see, we have 20 lobsters reserved and 3 pounds of steamer clams, and we've got shrimp and scallops and jacket potatoes and corn on the cob and cake and watermelon. What else we have? Cornbread. Oh my goodness, it's a coleslaw, salad. Did I say watermelon? Because I like watermelon. So we got the watermelon yesterday. So it should be a great time. I hope the weather is going to hang out. The birthday is on Sunday. So we have all day Saturday. My sister's coming down from New Hampshire, and she'll help me kind of get ready for it. And everybody's bringing different things. And so it should be a lot of fun. I want to make a banner, so I'm going to do a banner tomorrow for our project. And then on Friday, because it's Friday, we're going to do our joy again. And we're actually going to show you how to do a card from my scrap chick, which they were having a big, I don't know if they still are having it, but let's go there so you can see my scrap chick. So it's one of my fun little smaller designers that I like to go to. And I looked for something like a birthday card. I wanted some kind of cool birthday card, but I want to be able to make it on the joy. And so this one is the one that I picked. It's not on sale anymore. It was up in sale up until yesterday, I guess. But anyway, it adds, you get the numbers 0 to 9 with the shadows. And so I wanted to show you how to do this on a Cricut Joy. And I'm thinking, wow, the Cricut Joy Extra, or is it Extra Joy or is it Joy Extra? I don't know. Would probably do this, and I wouldn't have to worry about the size issue. So that's what we're going to do on Friday. It's a slice card. We've done slice cards before, and they're a lot of fun, but have we done them on the Joy? No. So let's try them out on this Joy. So that's going to be on Friday. And then don't forget that on Monday, I haven't worked out all the details, but on Monday we are going to be doing a really interesting and large project from Dreaming Tree. And I don't know if you saw this, but they do have a brand new free gift out. And so if you haven't picked up this file, it is under, I believe it's under Halloween, but there is what's really kind of cool. So this is the one we're going to do on Monday. It's called Mother Bates Place SVG. But the fun thing about this is if you're not into Halloween, you can actually change it out and do it for Christmas. And once you purchase the Mother Bates Place SVG, you would go to free files, and then you would look for the Christmas version. I don't know what page it's on under the free files, but oh, there it is. So there's the Christmas version, and I'm going to do the Christmas version. All right, you guys. Hey! Oh, you just bought that truck scene? Oh, nice, nice. Hey, you guys, stop. Oh, they're so upset. I don't know why. You know what? Santo's been away all week, so I think that they're upset that he's not around or something. I don't know. They really like him. So anyway, I wanted to see which of you were going to come to the Zoom and do either the Christmas or the Mother Bates Halloween version, and then we can kind of do it all together. So let me know in comments or whatever. All right. So that's the rest of the week. So let's go back to today. So today, so my sister sent me this thing, 50, 60 and fabulous, right? And I thought, oh, I wonder if there's something in Design Space already, or do I have to create it? So I went to images and I actually did find, I typed in 60 and fabulous, and I found quite a few different images. Now they're not all the 60, right? You know, they've got different ones, and you see that because of the new what do you call it, contributing artists, there's quite a few to choose from, which for me is a little overwhelming. I gotta tell you, it's just a little overwhelming to have so many choices after years of having just very specific choices and sort of making them the way that I want to. But hey, I was like, all right, I guess I'll choose this one here, which is great, 60 and fabulous, but there are others here. And in this case over here, see this sassy, classy, 40 and fabulous? That 40, because it's sort of like an outline, that indicates to me that that's part of that editable images. So you could probably put 50 or 60 in there. But this is what we're going to start with, the 60 and fabulous. So it comes in fairly large, and I decided, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding a number of layers to this. So I have to start it off sort of small. And so that's what I've gone ahead and done. I've just sort of made it smaller. I'm trying to think what size I started with. Almost 7 inches wide. So there we go. They're 7 inches wide. Now, if you look at this image, you'll see that there are little pieces. So if we were to cut this out in a cardstock, you could certainly do it, but then you'll be fumbling with all those little stars. And also, fabulous would be in at least 2 pieces, possibly 3. So placement might be an issue. So I thought, okay, what I'll do instead is I'll cut it out of iron-on, which I had some great iron-on. This foil iron-on in gold. She really wanted rose gold, but I can't seem to find any rose gold stuff. So we're going to go with gold on this. And by cutting it out in iron-on, all of those little stars will stay in place and we won't have to fumble with the glue. Okay, so that's our starting point. I'm going to change the color to gold just so that you can see. Now the rest of this becomes just about doing offset layers. Isn't this cool? Watch this. So there's our 60 and fabulous. I'm going to come right up here to where it says offset. All right. And then in offset, we don't often talk about offset, but it's a great feature. And it's usually set for 1/4 of an inch in the positive direction. So what that means is that all around my 60 and fabulous is going to be a 1/4 inch, like a shadow layer. Okay. And it also often will just have this as weld. Okay, because it's looking at this as having, you know, 3 different elements, the fabulous and the 6 and the 0. So we do want it to weld, and we want it to be a rounded corner rather than a squared off corner. So the first one that we do, we're going to just hit apply. And it looks really kind of cool. But if you look at this from the back, you may say, well, I don't want all of these little holes in here, which is what I decided. I didn't want that. So I needed to do all these little cuts. And all we have to do is hit hide all contour, and it will just keep the exoskeleton, or the outside bit. So there is our first layer. Now I mentioned that she really loves blue, so I found some sparkle blue paper that looks kind of like this, a sparkle blue like this. And then from this point on, we just have to decide how many layers we want. So we can move this over, and we're going to take this item, and then we're going to do the offset thing again. Don't touch any of the settings, just hit apply. And there is another version. Once you get to that version, you would just do the same thing over until you have as many layers as you want, and it can just keep going like this, so I ended it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. I don't know how many layers I got here. So I got 1, whoops, that happened, just use the back button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I decided to do all different colors. So I went to my cardstock stash, and I just chose different colors that I wanted. In blue, I've got a lot of different blue colors, so this is what I did. And this one, is this one the same? No, this one's bigger. I think I decided to make this one white. It doesn't really matter the colors that you choose, but I just wanted to make them different, so when I cut them out, they would look different to me. So these two are the same. I don't want them to be the same, so I got to go in here, and I'm going to go to advanced and just move this over so that it's a slightly different color blue. And then here we go. We can just kind of sort of stack these all on one another like this. And then we're going to go ahead and cut it out. Could this be any easier? Don't really know. So there is this. And you see, I chose a few different colors here, but this is all we have to do. So I'm going to group this one and hide it. And then we'll just go ahead and hit make it. Now, the one thing you have to think of is that layer that we're using the iron on. So I wanted to show you that. So when I opened up the layer that is the iron on, you see these are all independent of one another. It's not what I want. So I need to go back. I have to cancel this. And I'm going to take this piece, and I am going to go down to combine. Now combine is down here on the bottom. It used to be called weld, but now they've added different things like unite, subtract, intersect, right? But we're going to choose the weld. Now by doing that, this should, when we go hit make it, this should all now appear as one piece. But because it's iron on, we're going to have to do what? Mirror it, right? So we're going to hit this mirror toggle, and it's the only one that you have to mirror. So we're going to just go ahead and hit continue. We'll cut out all of the other layers in cardstock, and then when it comes to the iron-on layer, which is backwards, we would just go do browse all materials, and we're going to choose under iron-on, we're going to choose foil iron-on, okay, because it's slightly different. Now while we're here, let's go and find out, because we're going to be using our mini, our Cricut mini. So let's go to Cricut heat guide to find out what we're supposed to have it on. So while we're here, might as well do that. So we're going to do the Easy Press Mini, and the material that we're choosing is foil, and then the base material is going to be paper cardstock. So here is cardstock, and then we hit apply, and it tells us we need to put this on low for 25 seconds. Okay, so let's pretend that we have already cut everything out. And so we're going to just go out here, and then I'm going to bring you down here so you can see what I'm working on. All right, so again, this is cut from iron-on, and so I wanted to show you how to weed that. So it's a beautiful gold iron-on. You're going to turn it over to, this is the front side, right? This is what shows it. This is why we mirror, because this is the liner piece, and that's how it's going to go on when we heat it up. We're going to heat it up like that. But first we have to go ahead and use our weeding tool and start removing the excess that we don't want. So here I'm doing that, and just gonna do the, oh, it's starting to rain. Boy, we've had so much rain this summer. Everything's green though, which is real nice. I mean, some summers everything turns brown and it's kind of eh. And I heard that having a lot of rain is good for the foliage. So maybe we'll have an incredible foliage season. Maybe we won't. Who knows? But it will be kind of interesting to find out, because we haven't had a very rainy summer in a long time. In fact, this year we usually have drought warnings, you know, where they do water bans, voluntary, sometimes it's mandatory. But this year I haven't heard anything about a water ban, so I guess that's a good thing. I guess it's a good thing. So again, I'm using my weeding tool. I'm working from the back here, so you can see it's actually backwards. And when it's done, we're going to heat up our Easy Press Mini, and then we are going to let's see, then we're going to use our pressing mat as well, because we want to be careful of the work surface that we have here. So yeah, so I think all of our farmers markets must be loving all this rain. Although I did hear something about apples not having you-pick apples this year. I don't know. I haven't done you-pick apples in a long time. But it was always a fun thing to do when I was a kid. We have this beautiful farm here in, and it was really kind of an interesting story about how it came to be, but there was an old woman that owned the farm, and the farm was like in her family, and she decided because she had no children or whatever, so she decided to give all the property to the city, as long as the city maintained it as a farm. And it was a lot of property. It's acres and acres. I don't know, 100 and something acres, and it's called Brooksby Farm. And they moved all of the what do you call them, the like historic homes, and including the historic firehouse, they moved over to Brooksby Farm, and they have just everything there. They've learned to grow everything there. It's really beautiful. And when I was a kid coming up, that's where we would go. You pick was Brooksby Farm. It was kind of a thing that we did. Okay, so here we go. See that? That is our heat iron on. I don't know why I'm calling it heat, but we're going to add heat to it. So the way that I cut these out, I actually cut out, this is called sparkle paper. It's by Cricut. And I thought it would be better than, because it's got a smooth texture, it would be way better than trying to put this foil onto glitter. So that's what I decided that I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and take all these others, move that over. Here's my little heat press. And we already looked up a heat press mat, I should say. We already looked up what setting we're going to go on. So as you know, with the Easy Press Mini, there's just 3 settings. So you just press the button once for the lowest setting, twice, and 3 times. And then the 4th time turns it off. So it takes a minute to heat up. So we'll just kind of put it here waiting for it to heat up. And then we're going to take our sparkle paper, and we'll just sort of decide how it's going to go on. It's just fairly easy. Now, once we get this part done, it's going to just be a matter of just using our double stick tape, our foam tape, really, it's foam tape, to attach the rest of the layers. And it's going to be quite thick. I couldn't find my bamboo skewers, but I will tell you that they are available just about everywhere. You can get them at a Dollar Tree. They're just little skewers that you'd make shish kebab with, you know, and we'll use a glue gun, but I couldn't find them, so I'll have to go out and get them today once I go out to put them on my topper. All right, you could also, if it's small enough, you could also use something, for example, you could use, like, for a cupcake topper, you could use toothpicks. You don't need the whole skewer. But anyway, and you can cut those skewers down, by the way. All right, it's on, so I am going to start moving this around. Now, foil is fussy, so don't try to burn it in there. It needs to be on a low temperature for it to work without it starting to look kind of awkward and sort of wrinkly. It's not such a great idea. It looked like glittery. Oh, wow, Gail. Why aren't you learning a lot and telling us about this? So Gail is semi-recently moved to Texas, and she's been experiencing the Texas summer, and said that when it was raining, that the actual rain, because it was so hot, evaporated before it actually hit the ground. Isn't that interesting? Wow. I could not deal with the heat. I'm just not a heat person. I much prefer cold. I think it's my Italian blood or something, might be. All right, I'm gonna give it a few seconds to cool off. And just so that you know, these are terrific mats. They're called heat press mats. They come in different sizes. This one I think is the 8 by, yeah, or maybe it's 7, let's see, 9 by 7, I think. Or maybe it's 8 by 10, I don't know. And let it cool off to the touch. Now it will be a little bit warped, so we're going to have to sort of counteract that, but it looks like it's done. So we're going to start peeling. All right, here we go. Oops, sort of kind of pulling up there. I wonder if we needed a little bit more heat over here. Oops, put this backwards. I don't know if you can see that, but it's sort of pulling up, and I don't like the way that it looks. Well, if the end result isn't what I like, I did cut out 2 of these, so. All right, okay, well. Oh, the storm is bad down there. I'm sorry to hear that. I will send a prayer up, Deborah. Okay, so there is our first layer. It is a little bit wonky, like kind of warped, but you can probably just with your finger sort of smooth it out. I'm going to turn this off and put this aside so we can work with the rest of our layers. So again, I got this at Michael's. It was like buy one, get one 50% off. It's double-sided foam tape. You guys have seen me do the dots mostly, but I thought this was good because the dots can be a little bit tedious to do them all in, you know? So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the front and work our way to the back. So this is going to go on the back of this, okay? And then look, we've got this lovely foam tape that they have actually secured down here. Hello. Does anybody have any big plans for Labor Day? Labor Day just isn't a holiday that we necessarily celebrate at my family, but I think a lot of people do have big parties or whatever. But it always seems like come Labor Day weekend, it's already turned a little cold here. And everybody's all into, you know, school and getting the kids back to school and everything. So we used to have like big cookouts, but not anymore. All right, so here's our tape. It's kind of weird to work with the tape, right? And I'm just gonna start putting a little bit down here. Now I'm working from the smaller piece because I don't want it to show through, and I don't really necessarily need a whole lot here, I don't think. This is 1/4 of an inch if you're looking to find the exact one that I did or that I have. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut these pieces. And then Owen, he starts his school on Tuesday, which is I think the 5th. So he starts school on the 5th, and I think he's pretty excited about graduating this year. Although it does send me into a little tizzy because he turns 18 in September, but he'll be in school for the whole year. And so a lot of the agencies that we work with, they want to make sure that he's actually in school. So that's his goal. All right, so let's see, does this work? Yes. All right, then we're going to do this, and we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to keep doing this until we have all of those layers. All right, it's really coming down. I'll probably end up using this whole roll for this one thing. I'm so excited to be able to see my sister so much. Prior to COVID, during COVID and everything, we just never got to see her. And she had moved up to New Hampshire just before the COVID thing hit. So it's nice now, but it is a long drive for her. And my niece, who is now, I can't believe it, she's like 30 something, 32. Yikes. She just took her position at MGH. She's working like at MGH, so they're renting an apartment, her and her fiance renting an apartment in Quincy, which if you look on the map, it's pronounced Quincy, but it's spelled Quincy, like John Quincy Adams. But of course, we're in Massachusetts. Everybody pronounces everything weird. See how nice it's getting? Nice and thick. And then we're going to put those two things in there, but we still have to do a couple more here. I suppose I could have done different things. I don't know, but she really wanted the fabulous part, so that's why I chose to do it this way. Do you have any other ideas you want to share with everybody else? Definitely say so in the chat. Also, let me know, are you interested in doing on Monday? Are you interested in doing the Zoom part? Need to kind of get prepared for that. Can you imagine 20 lobsters? I've never been to a place to a time that we had so many lobsters. So we're going to cook it outside on one of those propane, like the kind of thing that you could cook a turkey, fry a turkey in how many minutes? I don't know how many minutes, but of course he's probably going to want to do that for Thanksgiving. He's like a real foodie, I guess, my sister's boyfriend. So, all right, getting there. And it's nice and sturdy, so it's not going to be all flippity floppity, you know, when you're going to put it on the cake. And the cake is pretty big. I talked to my sister earlier. The cake is pretty big. So look at how cute this is. And then my last layer, gonna go on right here. All right. Yeah, the dogs are missing Santo badly. And then with the rain, my dogs do not like the rain because they have those ears that are kind of like funnels, you know? Corgis have these like sort of funnel ears, and they love the snow, but boy, they don't like the rain. I think it just doesn't feel good in their ear, it going into their ear. So, and I've tried all manner of things like raincoats and different things like that, and still doesn't work. So they do not like to go outside, but they wait until the rain stops and then they'll go out. But they do miss Santo, and hoping he is going to be coming back soon. So there we go. All right. And I hope everybody stays nice and safe with this hurricane season. Seems like it just keeps getting worse and worse. Okay, so there's our last layer. Isn't that cool? I don't know if you can see this, how thick it is. I could have used thicker tape, I suppose, and I don't like that I can, oops. This not good. This not good. All right, so I'm going to need to go in here do a little bit of surgery on my project because I don't like seeing this popping out from the front. So I'm going to just have to kind of take some of that foam off so it won't show. There. Okay, and then if I had my skewers, what I would do is flip it over. I'd probably put 2 in because I think 1 it'd be kind of so I'd put 2 in. I'd put them here, just give enough room to go into the cake. Now if you have never done a cake topper before and you want it after the cake is been consumed, what I would suggest is that you don't push it all the way into the cake because the oil in the, you know, buttercream frosting or whatever the frosting is they make will immediately get soaked into the paper and you will end up with a big old mess. They don't sell sparkle cardstock. Yeah, that's what that is. So it is Cricut sparkle paper. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they sell it anymore, but I had some, so I thought I would do it. Use it. So what do y'all think? Is this something that you might try? I mean, there are clearly a lot of different ways to make cake toppers, but I thought this was kind of fun to do it with this iron-on foil, and I think it looks really nice. Now, if I were to put the iron-on foil onto glitter, I'm not saying that it wouldn't work, but I'd have a hard time getting it on because, you know, glitter paper is rather scrunchy. You know, it's got a like a you know, like a pebbly kind of a feel to it. So oh, Gloria. Oh, nice. All right, so that is going to do it for today. Tomorrow, hopefully, we're going to be doing I want to do a banner because I love banners. And I don't know if I'm going to use the Fabulous 60 and Fabulous. I'll see what I can do. Might take this like apart and turn it into individual letters. I don't really know. I haven't thought too much about it. So just so that you know, textured. Yeah, thank you, textured. All right, so that's going to do it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed this fun project. And tomorrow, again, I'll be back, Lord willing. I'll be back, and we'll be doing a nice banner for my sister for her 60th birthday. She's so funny. I gotta tell you, I mean, I just find her so charming and funny because she is a planner and I am not so much. And so what I think I've told you this story before, but I'll just tell you, just leave it with this because you know, because she's my older sister, so I've never not known her. You know what I mean? Like I came in and she like has all these plans. She plans everything out. She writes everything down. I gave her all these little booklets that she could write everything down, and like down to all the little things like who's going to melt the butter for the you know. And so I found, and my younger sister's not that way, but I found all you have to do is sort of shake your head and go, okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Whatever way you want. Because otherwise, if it's just one little thing out of place, she's like, I knew we should have done it this way. So I just say to her, oh, yeah, whatever you'd like to do, we'll do it, you know. And then I just have to figure out a way to make it happen. So that's it. All right, so glad to see you all. And Dawn, glad to see you back. And hope you have a great day. And we'll see you again tomorrow on our program. All right, and I don't know why, but it looks a little bit like the it's not coming in very good. I don't know why. So, all right, it might be the weather. All right, talk to you later. Okay, bye bye everyone. Love ya.